draw with 6 knockouts. He is a native of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic and now making his home in North Philadelphia. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Wilson Bombadero Santos. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with the multicolored trim. He too weighed in at an even 126 pounds. This fella has 2 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw with 1 knockout. From our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, please welcome josephllafontant.
Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions. Touch gloves.
Here's the tail of the tape on this 8-round featherweight battle. LaFontant, 31 years of age, comes in with a significant reach advantage over Wilson Santos out of the Dominican Republic, now training in North Philadelphia.
I have to question that reach advantage because he's an inch shorter in height. Although he does have,
yeah, he's got long arms. And Santos's corner says that their fighters got short arms. That's his #1 problem. Hey, we got a southpaw.
There we go. Now we'll see. This is a good lesson for Santos. Maybe his first southpaw. Although he should have met them in the gym and in the amateurs.
Santos, a classic puncher, classic boxer, hands held high.
Just trying to figure out what to do against a guy who's coming from the opposite direction. What he should be doing, jab, and move to his left, putting the southpaw as a disadvantage.
Change the angle.
Now, forget about the right hand. Too many people think you throw a right hand early against a southpaw. You don't. Should be moving to his left, and he should be getting off the jab and the hook.
Hook got in.
Good hook. He had a good hook.
Love LaFontant's trunks. Some pretty fringe work. Black velvet.
Yeah. That doesn't help too much.
No. Santos keeps those hands nice and high. Staring at the midsection of his opponent.
We've got a new referee in the ring, and Frank Capsino, one of the leading referees in the world. I guess he's run out of count of how many championship bouts he's won.
Right to the body by Santos. But for a guy who's 31 years of age with only 7 or 8 pro fights, LaFontant has taken it to him.
See, who knows? He may have been one of those career amateurs. This is strange. He doesn't know now whether he's a southpaw or a right-hander. Because he's neutralizing himself. He's squaring himself off. Hey, I'd like to fight a southpaw like that. His power hand should be his left hand. And the way he's standing, he's got it so far away.
Let him out.
Santos doesn't even have to move to his left.
Santos has kind of lived in the middle of the ring here in round 1. Having a hard time figuring out his opponent.
It's a good feeling out round, though, for somebody who's only had 12 fights to be in there against a southpaw who apparently can bang a little bit, but just a little.
All right, get out. Come on.
We approach the end of round 1.
Get off his neck, Joe. Get off his neck.
Frank warned for holding. First round is in the books. We'll check out the Washington native Joe LaFontant, trained by Verdell McCann, assisted by Reggie Little and Dennis Kane. And here's what they had to say about their fighter. As we saw that first round, he moves well, has trained very hard, but has had trouble making the weight at 126 at 31 years of age. 22-year-old Wilson Santos getting a stern talking to in his corner. trained by Sam Hickman. Sharon Baker is the cut man. And what they like most about him is he's a kid that's very disciplined in the gym and has good classic boxing skills. However, as they told us, he lacks that reach.
No, he doesn't really, he's not at a disadvantage because the other guy is not, Joe LaFontant is not using his reach advantage.
Let's go there.
Round 2, scheduled for 8. These are featherweights. Both came in at 126. That got in from LaFontant.
You don't hear me commenting on a punch that's thrown from a wide angle like that. It's because I don't give it any great significance. Slaps.
Good short right hand from Santos. It looks like Santos will do his best work counter-punching. Some of the wild shots. So you're a purist.
Okay, now there he was leading with the right hand. That's an amateur move. You don't do that at this stage of a fight against the southpaw.
Steps off.
This is important to remember. For any young fighters or aspiring trainers listening, if you work your jab and your hook, moving to the left of a right-hander, you've reversed the disadvantage. He's the one that's at a disadvantage.
Like the column of Frank Cappuccino, the referee. Okay, just step off it, guys. In the wide arching right from LaFontant. One has not really gotten the crowd engaged as yet.
Well, we got 8 rounds. We're going at a good pace for 8 rounds.
Another left hook, Santos takes the head in.
Under the body well. He's keeping his legs in tight, his feet in tight underneath him.
Throws 3 consecutive lefts, follows it with the right uppercut.
Right uppercut. Good right uppercut.
Finally, LaFontant tries to step off.
I think we just got a little lesson there. I think Santos just said, hey man, I'm Boston.
Body shot, LaFontant.
LaFontant is coming in wild on stuff now.
They both swing and a miss. Round 2 appears. Santos shows his stuff.
Keep him close and stay to the body. This boy can't take it to the body.
This one to talk to him. I'm sorry, this one. I just missed by a second because the font wasn't in. Right. Because we may be off. Cool.
He's giving a very...
From the King. Okay.
Don't stand in front of it.
Round 3 scheduled for 8.
Sam Hickman was giving, manager Sam and trainer Sam Hickman was giving Wilson Santos the good talking to between rounds. Let's see what the result is.
As you see, Santos in white with his name down both legs. LaFontant in light.
Good work. Santos doubled up on the hook and then the right hand opened up for him and he took the shot.
into the ropes, but the hands were up the whole time. Now he counters. Took a good left.
Okay, now if you look where LaFont has his lead leg. His lead leg is his left leg, and he's a southpaw. What sense does that make?
He's cut in the mouth. Two is LaFontant. He gets in. Great exchange. Right in Santos's corner.
But if you look at his lead leg is his left hand, and he's giving away his power.
Left hook, top of the glove.
Those right hooks are coming from the next building.
Santos chopping left hand. Real good work by Santos digging that head in, keeping this man's in. That got in the left.
Now this is strictly infighting. Forget left hand, right hand. This is just inside stuff. Font is a tough kid, LaFontant.
Santos dead standing still. Takes a slapping uppercut. As you said, Jack, not much power behind many of these shots.
I'd say the power puncher of the two so far has been Santos.
And in the third round, they nearly used about 6 square feet.
They're in an 18-foot ring, but they would not by them.
Like they're fighting in a shower stall right now.
Phone booth.
We approach the end of round number 3.
Well, that was 3 minutes work for both fighters.
And the crowd shows its appreciation.
Promoter Russell Pulse can be very happy with the action so far.
LaFontant had the long walk across the ring because everything had happened in Santos's corner.
You know, it's the thing that LaFont's corner should be, what his trainer should be working on, is the fact that LaFont is not a puncher, and he's fighting like a puncher. So he's fighting a puncher like a puncher. That means that it's only a matter of time. Also, what I have to worry about, if by the admission of his own trainers, of course that could be a finesse job, if his problem is making the weight, then he probably had an ordeal making the weight for this fight, and he would have less gas left at the end.
Fatigue would be a factor. How about a cut to the mouth? Is that usually significant?
No, only to the guy who's swallowing the blood.
And those of us at ringside who wear it.
Yeah, that's true.
Round number 4.
You see some of that blood already on Santos's pants, and it's not from Santos.
Left hook Santos. You've got a pitcher shutout so far?
No, I had to give Joe LaFontant, just for being in there and for swapping, even though he's swapping the lighter artillery, I had to give him an even round there. I didn't give him a round, I gave him an even round.
I really like the hand position on Santos.
I didn't like that last thing that he did, throwing the right hand and exposed right hand to the body. And that was the way to do it. He did it off something else.
Drills a left hook to the chin. Santos just 22 years of age, in with a 31-year-old.
The funny part of it is you never remember those little intangibles. Maybe they're tangibles, but you don't remember them when you're in the action there. You don't say to yourself, oh, wait a minute, this guy's 8 years older than me. I should, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See? LaFontant just switched to orthodox again. See where his left, look at his left leg, and you'll...
Oh, he got caught coming in. Now he seems to, whether he's trying to confuse Santos or is just confused on his own, he's kind of swapped.
He doesn't have good technique. He's not secure in his technique. He's got his left foot out more than his right foot, and he thinks he's a southpaw. But he's not fighting southpaw now, as you can see.
Sure. He has opened the left nostril of Wilson Santos as well. So both fighters have been opened up. Good job in the corner of LaFontant between rounds 3 and 4, because the cut to the mouth is not really been a factor.
Well, usually at the end of a fight, both fighters are bleeding from the mouth, internally. You just don't see it that much. And I think it was because of lack of conditioning that LaFontant was showing.
He's caught a left hook.
The action dropped in this round.
Absolutely.
I don't blame them.
Now they find a home in that far corner. That 10 seconds. If Santos can steal around at the bell.
No, he did more than steal it.
I feel outstanding.
Next time I'll remember to bring a couple of times.
And a prettier girl with the card. So after this fight, Slow, we just basically catch our breath for a few minutes? Okay.
Hey, Sam! Here you go.
Round number 5.
5 rounds into it, and of course it's an 8-round fight, which means that the fighter in the better condition will start to show himself at this point. I've got a sneaky suspicion it's the guy in white, Wilson Santos.
Well, Joseph LaFontant fought in January of 94 and April of 93 and May of 92. So he's had 4 fights in 4 years, all of the losses.
And he can't punch. He's a good slugger. He'd be ferocious with a handbag.
So am I. Wilson Santos out of the Dominican Republic now trains in Philadelphia, mixing it up.
Santos is a well-schooled fighter. We have to give him credit because he's in with a guy who has switched from southpaw to orthodox and back, and I think probably at the end of the fight, if Joe LaFontant would be looking at a tape, he wouldn't recognize some of the positions he's fighting with, but he's strictly orthodox now.
Very little punching.
Fighting orthodox, I hate to tell you that this really is stupid. He's got his left hand out and he's using his right hand as a jab. Now what sense does that make?
Got plugged with a left hook there.
Just a little bit high on the head with that hook.
Got a little leverage to it. And they exchange hooks.
Now you got 2 orthodox stances against each other. I think we can forget about that southpaw stuff with Joe LaFontant.
Last minute of the 5th round.
This is a good round for a well-schooled fighter. And the well-schooled fighter in there now is Wilson Santos. LaFontant's legs are starting to do little tricky things on him.
His hands are low. Backs off, gets on his cartwheel a little bit.
And that's all just jive. That's trying to tell the guy, my legs are great.
When you know they're not.
Right.
A lot of personality the weigh-in this morning, Joe. Stuck a little right hand in there.
starts walking around like that, he's thinking about 8 rounds.
Round 5 is in the books. Here's a reminder that Friday night at 10, singer-songwriter Karen Farr takes center stage in the premiere of the latest edition of O'Flaherty's Acoustic. 30 minutes of music from a popular media night spot Friday night at 10, exclusively on Prism. The next wave is here. I don't know if I'm just being charitable or not, but I would have given that round to LaFontant. At least he might have earned a draw out of it, and you disagree.
You were being charitable. Let's see the action from that round. Yeah, too much of a wild right hand there by Santos, but he didn't have to pay for it.
Santos has been a very
Good right
busy
hand,
fighter.
good short hook. And you got to remember, when he's landing he's landing punches. The other guy's landing slaps. The other guy has no power base. He doesn't know what to do with his feet. And I think he must have had a tough time coming down to 26. He doesn't look as if there was any gross on him.
There is no body fat at all. Probably about 4 or 5% body fat on LaFontant.
I'll tell you a little inside tip here. If a fighter has been having trouble making the weight and he's maybe a pound or 2 over, the other manager frequently can exercise the option of asking him to spar some rounds, to shadow box, even to skip rope, to see how many rounds it takes for him to break a sweat. And if a guy takes like 6 rounds to break a sweat, that means even 2 pounds over, he's very, very close to what he, to the minimum that he can have.
They can fight with. And he's on his...
He's wheeling around now because I think, the guy who starts to show all of this footwork in 6th round with 3 rounds left, he's trying to bluff something. He's trying to hide the fact that his tank is really getting low. Wow, that was a good right hand. Now that's what I was talking about when I said later on you go for those right hand leads.
And it was straight, dead solid, and he throws the hook as he backs off.
Santos recognizes that his man is low on gas, and that's when you get to the body on the inside. Santos is a well-schooled fighter for a kid who's only in his 13th fight.
Sure looks it. A terrific foot position, if not outstanding footwork. Foot straight up and down with that left leg between his opponent's legs.
When he goes back into his stance, he remembers to bring both hands up. Like a guy who remembers to keep the right hand high.
Drops it there, yeah.
I don't like where he has his left now.
Just got a little lazy. He has never gone beyond 6 rounds in his career. And unless he gets some busy work here, he will see round 7 for the first time ever.
Both fighters are bleeding from the nose, as well as...
He brings that upstairs. And we're going to uncharted waters for Wilson Santos.
That's the Sequence Boxing Program on sale now and made to the lobby for only $1. Take advantage of it now.
Take them out. start running. Hurry up. Take him out. Take him out.
Jack, does a fighter think in his mind, hey, it's the first time I'm in the 7th round, or the adrenaline's too strong?
No, he doesn't think anything because Sam Hickman, his trainer, was keeping up a steady stream of verbal advice to him. And I don't know, Sam might know what he's doing here because I heard him saying, take him out, take him out.
As if he feels he'd be in danger if he went to a judge's card.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the funny thing. If this thing is scored properly, I think Wilson Santos will win comfortably. But if he wins by a big margin, this crowd is so appreciative of the two-way action that they're going to complain.
Fontant still coming forward.
Step back.
Love that authoritative tone out of Frank Cappuccino.
Oh, he's a boss when
He sure is. Lots of it.
They're still being in there and still trying to make a fight of it.
He's a gutty young man.
And he's using a lot of gut. I tell you, Wilson Santos is no dope. If his manager was telling him to take him out, I think he realizes that Joe LaFontant is not ready to be taken out. And why should, going into the 7th round for the first time, why should he, use it all up? He's got another round to go.
Sure.
He's a smart young kid.
Neither fighter's been down or in danger. A little counter left with Fontant, but not much power on it. And those late round wild shots.
Still the tight power punches inside are coming from Santos.
Has gone 8 rounds once. Left hook, Santos got in. And another. Squares his opponent up well.
Good right hand uppercut there. Jive time.
Yep, and he got tagged. Doesn't play that well here at the horizon. Round 7 of the books. There's LaFontant stamps his feet.
Nobody can complain about the tempo of this fight.
Saturday night at 8 o'clock, the Miami Dolphins mascot has been stolen, and only one man can get it back. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the box office hit that launched Hollywood's newest superstar, Saturday night at 8 o'clock exclusively on Prism. Here at the legendary Blue Horizon, the 8th round. I would not think that Fontant had the power to take him out with those wide eyes.
Let's go to that side. You win it. Get to me.
But his corner's confident that if he wins this round, he's going to win the fight.
I don't know how I don't know how you can judge a fight to have him that close, except that he's been willing.
And they tap gloves, not heads for the final round. Been a nice little featherweight fight.
I don't think it shows up as much on our screen, but Wilson Santos is wearing white trunks. There's blood smeared well over the trunks. I mean, liberally over the trunks. Most of that blood has been coming from Joe LaFontant.
His nose and mouth have been open. Santos' left nostril was cut as well. He backs his man in the corner where he did his best work earlier in the fight, using that right arm to hold him up.
Morris is taking the action to him, so any questions you might have had about him being able to go the 8 rounds.
Nice series of punches by LaFontant, but not a ton of power.
No, but if he's landing in volume, you have to give him the edge in the exchange. I think Santos should know by now that he doesn't have the power to take this guy out.
He looks tired. Wilson Santos, the arms look heavy. And LaFontant, who spun off a couple of rounds, might be a tiny bit fresher.
This is a good finishing round for LaFontant. And, if you have any stiffs judging this fight, he's still got a chance.
1 minute remaining in the fight. Again, neither fighter's been down, neither fighter's been in deep trouble. There's been a lot of that.
I gotta give Joe LaFontant a lot of credit.
It looks like he enjoys himself.
He's a con man. He's doing a lot of all that jive, but he's letting the other guy know that hey, you gotta work.
He was all smiles of the weigh-in this morning.
I'm tempted to give him the last round, unless he takes a couple of good shots, because he's been doing more of the work and fighting off the ropes.
Santos looked like he's on instinct now.
No, he knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
but he just
doesn't have much in the hands.
You got to run over and say to Joe LaFontant, what are you, a southpaw, orthodox, what?
Final seconds. And this one will go to the judges. Good fight in the books. And look at Joe LaFontant.
Well, if they have it close, I have Joe LaFontant pulling out the last round. But otherwise, I don't have him close enough to win.
Well, for what it's worth, I had Santos 6-3 once. And you told me I was being charitable a couple of times.
Nobody's going to complain about a rematch in this mountain.
Randy Altman scores 77-75, LaFontant. Judge Carl Polis scores 78-74, Santos. And Judge Al Dorsey, he scores it 78-74. For the winner by split decision, Joe LaFontant. Introducing first in your
likes his opponent to stand still in front of him.
See Cruz just kind of waving out his left hand.
That's right, and he's backing off whenever he thinks that Darren Morris is going to let a jab go, because that jab has really been punishing him.
Should be interesting to see if Morris can keep up this kind of pace. If he has the stamina to dance in and out with the quickness.
Well, one thing that we've seen, week in and week out, Bob, is that fighters who are dictating the pace tend not to get tired. Right now, Darren Morris is dictating. Now Cruz trying to turn it into a street fight.
Morris gets on his bicycle and then tries to score while backing up. Referee Bernie Soto separates the fighters under a minute to go in round number 3. John Morris in the solid black trunks, Reyes Cruz in the sequin. Cruz backed against the ropes.
And the one thing about Darren Morris is that he only has 5 KOs in those 11 wins, Bob.
Morris really on his bicycle in this round. Final 10 seconds of round number 3. Darren Morris continues to pursue the attack.
How is my meatloaf?
I prefer helping someone to selling someone. To me, that's the Schwab difference.
Morris comes out on the attack and goes right after Antonio Reyes Cruz.
But Darren Morris had a minor argument in his corner there with one of his trainers. And it ended with the trainer saying, "Don't you say a word to me, you just listen." So Darren got up off the stool a little hot.
Larry Kenton, Ed Gersh in his corner.
Oh,
Now goes Cruz. And he is having a lot of trouble.
Oh boy, Cruz right now has the look of a shot fighter. Because this is a fighter whose chin has always been dependable against a guy without a big knockout punch, and he barely made the count.
Cruz is in trouble, and he's down again.
And he went down without being hit that time.
Nearly out of the ring. He's struggling to get back up. Second
He's
knockdown.
got no legs under him at all.
3 knockdown rule is in effect, so one more and this baby is over. And plenty of time to go.
I'm sure we're going to see that third knockdown because Cruz right now has no legs.
In round number 4. And that is it.
That's it.
Referee Bernie Soto stops the bout.
And Reyes Cruz just had nothing from the opening bell. And the way he reacted to that right hand tells me that maybe he's been at this long enough.
And what a job by Darren Morris out of West Palm Beach, Florida. And what an assault. 111 of round number 4.
And he looked very, very good. And Reyes Cruz looked very, very old tonight.
Here's the first knockdown.
It was kind of a short, chopping right hand, and down goes Cruz. And as we had said earlier, he has a dependable chin, had never been down before, and Darren Morris, not the biggest puncher in the division.
Darren Morris, he likes it.
Well, he should.
12-1-1 with 6 knockouts. Here's another look, Wally. Second knockdown.
Second knockdown really was kind of a grazing punch. You could see it there. It caught more shoulder than head, and down goes Cruz again. But his legs were never the same after that first knockdown, Bob.
Yeah, you know, when he was knocked down the first time, when
he actually went down twice, didn't he?
And here's the end of the fight.
Right, he tried to regain his feet and fell down again, and then here again, it's another grazing punch, but Cruz was working with legs that were like spaghetti at this point.
3 knockdowns in round number 4. Reyes Cruz now 45-1 as he is sent to the canvas 3 times in round number 4. Darren Morris with the knockout. We'll be back to hear from Darren Morris after this timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the